Hi there, Leo. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of April 25th through May 1st of 2022. So your cards are coming out here. We'll have to just be patient until the rest of them come out. Okay, and flipping it out. Okay, and so let's see what else is going to come out here. So, this reading is for the last week of April up until May 1st. Now, May 1st is, of course, May Day. And, there is all kinds of significance, so much that I, can't say that I'm familiar with everything. So I just won't talk about that. But you can look that up yourself if you are interested. Okay, so we just have one more card to come out here. There it is. Okay. Okay, well, this looks pretty good. So one of the first things that your angels want you to keep in mind is being grateful of everything that's around you. And, it feels like a lot of times you are, but there's times that you just forget and you get kind of caught up in, I don't know, it's like a swirl, downward swirl, like almost like going down a drain. You know what I mean? That's what they're giving me. And so it's hard to get out of that once you start. So trying to stop that spiral from beginning is going to be a key thing for you. One of the best ways to stop those kinds of moods and downward swings and things like that is to keep in mind everything that you have to be grateful for, to be thankful for, to appreciate, to just notice how beautiful it is, all that stuff, right? And so in the energy of it, it's one thing to notice it. Usually that's kind of a fleeting thing that, oh, this feels good. And we just keep going and, and if you can, like, you don't always notice that you've even thought, oh, that feels good. But when you do, then stop for a minute and really savor that feeling. I find that I get that feeling a lot when I'm driving my car. And it's smooth and it's easy and it just feels good that, that it's running so well. And so then if I remember to stop myself and kind of go, yeah, like, how delicious is this feeling? It's just so great. And then that changes up the energy even more. And if you're in a position, not while driving, if you're in a position to grab a pen and paper, then write down what that beautiful moment is that you're grateful for, that you're really appreciating right then. And that changes the energy even more. And then if you speak it out loud, like, oh, I just love this feeling produced by this particular thing, that really, really makes it big. And now you've spent a lot of time appreciating, loving, being grateful for that thing. It doesn't matter what the thing is. And the more you can look around you and recognize all that's so amazing in your life, and make the lists and talk about it and spend the time loving that, the better you're going to feel. And that'll keep you out of that spiral. It's beautiful. Now, some part of this, so sometimes it feels like sometimes when you are really noticing what's to be grateful for, it's because you're feeling vulnerable. It's because you're feeling, threatened maybe, or that things are not secure, right? And so you're trying to build that, and underlying this gratitude is often that feeling of insecurity. And so you really want to try to make this just a pure feeling all by itself without that underlying feeling, right? But it feels like at the bottom of it is this vulnerability, this feeling that harm can get to you. And the more you choose to feel good and to stay in gratitude and to be appreciative, the less vulnerability you have. Vulnerability, we have to experience that in order to fully embrace anything new. It's like stepping out of your comfort zone, right? And that's how you grow. If you never show or never talk about your feelings of vulnerability to, for example, your life partner, then they don't have the opportunity to get to know the real you. And same with them. You don't have the opportunity to get to know the real them if you don't know what their fears are. And so it really leads to deeper relationships and better things. Vulnerability is not bad. It can make you feel unsafe outside of your comfort zone, things like that. But that doesn't mean it's actual truth. And so acknowledging which areas in which you feel vulnerable is a very valuable thing, because that's then how you can act on it, and that's how you can take steps to change it, to help yourself feel more vulnerable or more safe, less vulnerable, more safe. And, talking about this with your partner or with somebody generally helps. And so there's a thing, if you're dwelling on it and dwelling on fear, then that's going to create more of that fear, and it's not going to be a good thing. Then that contributes to the spiral instead of to staying out of the spiral. But when you acknowledge that vulnerability and you speak it, you share it with somebody, maybe you vent it, right? And then you move on, and then you get into the gratitude, and then you're really, really hopping then, because that's really changed up the energy of it. Okay, so try not to dwell here. Yes. So you are receiving all the time divine guidance. Pardon me, the divine guidance is always coming to you. Whether you're receiving it or not is up to you. You can be blocking it. You can be choosing to ignore it. You can simply be unaware, right? But the more that you recognize and realize that the divine guidance is coming to you, the more you're likely to take notice of it and to connect it to your real life, right? So, the guidance might be as you're going somewhere and it says, turn down this street. And, if you're not really paying attention, you're not really aware of it, you're not going to turn, you're going to keep going. You might end up in a traffic jam or, something like that just delays things or makes you frustrated or whatever. It doesn't have to be a big calamity, but it could be just an inconvenience. But once you get used to receiving your divine guidance, then it'll be like, oh, I'm supposed to turn here, and you just do it. There's everything in between while you're getting to know it and all that kind of stuff and learning to trust it. But then once you're there, then you just automatically turn, and you don't even know the hardship that you've avoided. And it doesn't matter. You just know you were told to do that by your guidance, and so you did it, and it's all good. So receiving that guidance is very valuable. It steers you on the right path, the better path, the easier path. And you don't even know it. So it's just a feel-good thing. It's a making life easier in general thing. Okay. And sometimes it is bigger things, things that are life-changing. you're always like that guidance is always available to you. Anything that you're, truly puzzled over, or you've got options and you just don't know which is the best way and whatever, feel into your body, your messages, see what you're being given and how it feels. Like, if you look at something and you're thinking, oh yeah, that feels really good, then chances are that's a thing that's for you, right? And even if, this is bringing to mind something that I experienced a couple of years ago that felt really good, and I was excited about it and doing that, and it turned out to be totally fraudulent. And I felt foolish, thinking, oh, I'm this intuitive person. I'm supposed to be able to tell, right, when something's fraudulent or not. And I couldn't tell. It felt good to me. But it has stood me in very good stead. The lessons I learned from that now I'm much more diligent. I know how to look for those things now, and I know how to feel it differently, right? So I have learned so much from that experience that has been wildly successful now. That being able to use the experience. So there's always reasons. There's always reasons. Okay. All right. So we're going here. Okay. So what is it that you're doing that you need some coaching, some advice, somebody to handle details for you, somebody to, in life as well as in spirit, in life, somebody who knows this stuff and can guide you. There are times we all need the expert to be able to handle our stuff for us, to represent us to somebody else, to show us how to do things, right? It's walking us through things step by step. There's something going on that you're going to really benefit from having this person. Now, you could probably accomplish it on your own, but it would be a lot easier if you just had somebody to do this for you and with you and to walk beside you as you do it. So whatever that is, go ahead and grab an expert. You'll want to be very diligent about that. Make sure that person matches you, right? But definitely get some advice on that. Okay, now it's time to declutter. It is springtime. This is when we want to do these things. Clear out the closets. Get the cobwebs out, the dust, get everything washed down, fresh and clean. Clear out the stuff that you haven't used since last year when you decluttered, exactly in this same way, right? You just don't need to keep everything. There's some things that maybe you're still not ready to part with, totally fine. But some of those things is like don't just automatically put them back. Get them out of your home, of your shop, of your garage, whatever, right? Donate them, sell them, whatever it takes. But you're done with them. Their usefulness cycle to you has ended. Get rid of them. You don't need them. Okay? Now, it feels like you have like a secondary goal. It's like you have your day job and then you have something else that you want to accomplish. Maybe you feel you've got a lot of extra time. Maybe you feel that you want to have extra income coming in, or you just have other interests that are really fun to do. Yeah, go ahead and do that moonlighting. Use your spare time and do this extra thing and enjoy it, right? Like, have fun with it. Don't make it another chore, another job, right? Just have fun with it and let it grow as it will or not, right? It's a spare thing. It's an extra thing that will do well with you. Like you'll like it. You'll like it. It feels more like enjoyment rather than, it's probably income stream as well. But as soon as you're not enjoying it anymore, it's going to dry up. So make sure you keep your enjoyment in it. Okay. All right, so here we have the daily guidance cards, and we'll just check and see what is one last thing your angels want you to know. Release and surrender. Let me read this to you. We shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms and release the challenges that you've held tightly gripped within your hands. Open your hands, arms, and heart to our love and assistance. Yeah, that's the same as this divine guidance here, letting yourself receive it. But yeah, you do have to get rid of the blocks, the old belief systems, the stagnant stuff, before you can receive the new, before it can fully benefit you. So, yeah, and it's the same with the decluttering, getting, letting go of those things that you no longer need in your life. Okay, there you have it. Well, Leo, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you very much, and I love you, and I will see you next time.